Poland, 2011. Auschwitz survivor Eva Newman, known as Bobby, is on a journey into her past, along with granddaughter Esther. She's here with a JRoots group of students. Her mission is to tell her story to a new generation.
The sky lit up by fire because the chimneys were all burning. And then eventually they sorted us out, women, men, women, men. We're doing something which is worthwhile doing. It's fantastic to see how much these groups achieve by going and teaching them. And they come out happy and different people when they left.
It's an ordinary weekday evening in Manchester for Bobby Newman and her grandchildren.
Bobby, you know tomorrow's Lego? You came with Lego?
As her name suggests, in some ways she's the archetypal Jewish grandmother.
I would describe my mother as a very selfless, loving, very, very warm, incredible. She is my hero, actually, my mother.
Bobby is my Bobby, and I've always lived with Bobby since I was born. And I feel a very, very close connection with my grandmother.
My mother has certain very admirable qualities which are difficult to find elsewhere.
But behind the happy exterior lies a difficult past, which Bobby kept to herself for over 60 years.
I was born in Czechoslovakia, which before the war belonged to Austro-Hungary. I was born in 1929. My name was Eva Birenbaum. At home I was called Maidi. It was a town only religious Jews, and more than 50% was Jewish, and even the non-Jews spoke Yiddish. It was a real Jewish town. As a child, I saw that every Jew who lived in town was called Birenbaum, that every Jew only called Birenbaum because there was a lot of us.
I can't remember unhappiness. I can't remember I was unhappy. We were a very loving family. I think it's a good motto. If you come from a happy home, a loving home, the rest of the life is much easier. My father believed a lot in education. He said, if this goes on with anti-Semitism, they can take everything away from you, but they can't take what you have put into your brains. And we had private teachers, and my brother had Hebrew teachers, and they created a Beis Yankov, where I used to go after school. We used to go to Beis Yankov. And my parents tried very, very hard to give us some kind of education. Love and religion, it was concentrated very much on the family life. They davened, and it was taken for granted that you ate kosher and you davened and you went to school and learned about religion and Hashem and believing, and you didn't speak about it. We lived in the mountains, and it was a very, very beautiful district. It was all mountain, and we had a kind of hotel, so-called, and lots of people came for holiday because it had mineral, hot, green, pine water. Hot water came from the earth, and people used to come from all over. The Belser Rebbe used to come because I think he suffered from arthritis, so those days was called rheumatic something. And they came to take the bath, and we were really we had enough room to host them. And we were always very excited when he came, because it was the shrine, so the big pots and pans came out, and the falafel was boiled, you know, it's like a pasta, and he used to all the neighboring towns used to come for the shrine on Friday night and bench in our house, and it was very exciting. As children, there was no other excitement. There was no television and no video.
But soon, political events in neighboring Germany started to intrude. After the Nazis came to power, the spirit of fascism infected the entire continent with hatred of Jews.
I remember my older brother's bar mitzvah, which was, thinking of it now, was a tragedy. He lied beautifully and he sang beautifully, and the whole school sang, but everybody was crying. And I couldn't understand why people cry at a bar mitzvah. You know, even today I think, it's such a nice thing to have a bar mitzvah. Why do they cry? But it was the beginning of really things going wrong.
On September 1st, 1939, the weather perfect for mechanized warfare, Hitler unleashed his blitzkrieg.
With the outbreak of war came the unrolling of the final solution, a plan for the annihilation of Jews across Europe. Bobby's family waited with a sense of impending disaster.